Let's join Samson now and see the impact of his unresolved conflict. Chapter 15, verse 1. Rather, chapter 16, verse 1. One day Samson went to Gaza, where he saw a prostitute. He went in to spend the night with her. The people of Gaza were told, Samson is here. So they surrounded the place and lay in wait for him all night at the city gate. They made no move during the night, saying, at dawn, we will kill him. But Samson lay there only until the middle of the night. Then he got up and took hold of the doors of the city gate, together with the two posts, and tore them loose, bar and all. He lifted them to his shoulders and carried them to the top of the hill that faces Hebron. I want you to see the tear that had took place in earlier days in Samson's life. The unresolved conflict between he and his wife. It didn't go away because he ignored it through his anger. It deepened and began to surface in terms of a weakness. His weakness was that Samson started to fall into the pitfall, like so many have, where they start abusing their sexuality. Samson had a weakness. Here he is with a prostitute in Gaza. And it wasn't at night where he went there. He went in the broad daylight. His weakness has become such a gaping hole that he didn't even care that others knew that he had this flaw, this weakness in his soul, in his character, in his behavior. Samson loved the honeys. Anything that saw his eye that was beautiful, there was Samson. And his weakness was that here he is, dealing with the prostitute. Had I been there as Samson's pastor, I would have tried to stop him when I saw him in Gaza. I would have said, Samson, what are you doing here? Why are you going to her house? That lady, there's no purpose there. What's wrong, Samson? What hurt are you trying to fill up with your sexual escapades? Samson, be careful, Samson. Don't fall into the trap, Samson, of false intimacy. What's that, you may ask? False intimacy is when you don't want to do the hard work that relationships require for them to be healthy and life-giving. False intimacy is when you create an illusion in your mind of something that seems to be real and fulfilling, but it's really empty and simply a shell. False intimacy is when a guy falls into the trap of cyber sex, or when a gal or a guy falls into masturbation to try to create some illusion of contentment, but it's empty, unfulfilling. Samson fell into the trap. Here he is now with a prostitute in Gaza, hanging out there. And I want you to see, false intimacy is very vivid and very evident when you see no meaningful relationships that can hold one accountable, such as the case. Samson was a loner. The hurt that he had experienced with his wife, he never dealt with it. Now it morphed into a sexual addiction. But since I wasn't there, Samson kept feeding his hurt. Let's see where it took him.